Welcome back. This is a 3.5 part lecture series from Realm Genesis, the Womb of Regeneration. My name is Gretchen Heilman Piper, and I just spoke to you about the 9-year gestation of the light body of man. This work is built upon the foundation of Lindsay Harris at the Tomb of Illumination. And I'd like to start this next part. We're going to be looking at the astrophysical breath of God in specific regarding the Chiral Vesica Piscis Cathedral. And this is the master architecture of the dual hemisphere Torus. So we have September 6th, September 6th, spring, southern hemisphere Vesica Piscis, and this is as above, so below. And we have the northern hemisphere spring, Vesica Piscis, April 13th, which is today, as above, so below. So there's mirrors throughout all of this. It's incredible. But I wanted to start with just some further foundation about the electric and magnetic circuit that's established between the king and the queen fields, the king and the queen Vesica Piscis, the dual electric magnetic circuit. So Corinthians 11 through 12. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. For as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things of God. So there's so many levels in just this one quote. As above, this describes the two fields, the king and the queen, the first beast and the second beast, Adam and Eve, the northern, tighter beast or dragon, and the more dispersed field that encapsulates that central field. And it describes, the relationship. So the woman being the southern field that is the perimeter around the north, is not without the man, because the man is the central vortex, the king. Well, the central northern field, the vortex is the woman. Anyway, it goes through the whole thing, but all things of God. If you just keep that in your head and think about the as above relationship between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, that's what it describes. It also, talking about so below, describes the relationship between the body and the light body. So the light body is not without the body. The body is not without the light body. The body is of the light body. And the light body is it comes by the body. So it describes that relationship too. Above, this same quote describes the Chiral Vesica Piscis Cathedral. Okay, the king and queen. As above king, so below king. As above queen, so below queen. The cathedral, where the woman is built from the man, but the man comes through the woman. And so below, it's of course discussing birth and creation of physical children. So another scripture to have ground us in this electromagnetic circuit. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone." The northern hemisphere central field. I will make a helpmeet for him. The southern field that mirrors the northern field. In Hebrew, helpmeet is ezer kenegdo. Ezer means power or lifesaver. And kenegdo means opposite or mirror. So we can see that the opposite or mirror is the creation of the light body of man, and the opposite or mirror is in the fields. The first witness, which is the electric anode, has the light, but without the second witness, the magnetic cathode, to mirror and contain it, the light simply bleeds out into the void. So it's the woman or the body or the ground that's the pressure vessel that allows the light body to stay ignited. And as I said, many levels within your own body. Your body allows the light body to stay ignited. Jeremiah 31:22, for the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So here, if the northern hemisphere is the central field, the southern hemisphere is compassing it. It's the queen. It's compassing the central northern throne of the king. And to keep the light body, the electric must be encapsulated. This is, again, within the body, within the gestation of the light body, within the as above, so below. It's all levels. The electric is encapsulated by the magnetic. And the second witness of the southern hemisphere queen field provides a perimeter so that the first witness light isn't scattered. Now, what we're going to look at is the mirroring of this Chiral Vesica Piscis dual event. So we're going to start with the alpha, September 6th, and we're going to start with the as above. So we have a southern spring or a northern spring. We have a 219-day inhale where the sun is harvesting the carbon from the field, and we have a 146-day exhale. So during the 2.5-day Vesica Piscis, it's an empty hold. It's an empty hold because you've finished the exhale and it's holding all that emptiness in the void. As above event is a sun in Virgo, full moon in Pisces, and in the northern hemisphere, Vesica Piscis, on April 13th of 2022, there is a Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in Pisces, and this acts as a kind of a well to ground the plasma into the sacrum. This event has solar flares to the claustrum, and this has a solar plasma to the sacrum. We have the cold vacuum start, the ignition that begins in the south, mirrored to the explosion of energy of the exhale in the north. Dragon, cattle, first beast, second beast, electric, magnetic. That's the as above. So below, we have the king born in the southern field of the queen, whereas the queen is born in the northern field of the king. We have the firstborn or first beast initiate in the southern field, mirroring the first beast and firstborn of the northern field. It's a cross mirror. And then we have the second beast mirroring the second beast of the southern field. We have this event being a claustrum tear, so the field is penetrated with the spark, and the claustrum is penetrated with the photon, and that is happening in the southern field of the queen. That's her physiology. Astrophysiology. Similarly, the so below of the northern field, we have the queen event on April 13th. Is during that Vesica Piscis, there's a circumcision, and so there's also that event because it's, you know, a cut, and the plasma comes through the cut to land in the sacrum. That light body that's built from the sacrum up is a resurrection, which is a similar sounding word, but it's actually a spiritual erection. It is the substance, the res, being upright, erect, going up and in, and the light body, which brings immortality, as opposed to in the physical world, the seeding of children creating mortality. So let's see. We also have the mirrored stories. This really should be as above. Rome and Remus. When Rome is founded, that is in the northern hemisphere spring. The overlap causes Remus to be killed, the southern field, and that energy from the magnetic reconnection event sends the energy of all of the breath of the inhale down through the Milky Way back to the central vortex. There's also the two witnesses. This is specifically in the northern hemisphere spring. The two witnesses lie dead in the street because the two fields have come to a point of stillness after the eruption of Jonah and the whale, where the seed, the sun, is deep in the vortex, and it pops out like a whale's spout and ejects this energy to create the sea of glass. During these mirrored events, the moon, which is the queen, is working with the king because she's in the south, and she's bringing a full moon to draw the light body to the pineal. And the other event takes place during the day and in the northern field, and it's in the light of the sun. Although there is a waxing gibbous moon, which is a pregnant moon that can hold the beginning of this long event. And let's see, we also have the southern field. So when the southern hemisphere spring Vesica Piscis happens, it happens inside of an empty void of the black hole is open, and it is going to begin its inhale. Whereas this northern hemisphere spring Vesica Piscis begins with such pressure and fullness of the inhale that was just received, that it is under complete pressure, and there's nothing more that can go into the black hole, and it creates a white hole inversion that pops, and so there's a cross here where the slow awakening mirrors the slow opening of the vacuum of the beginning of the breath, and the immediate awakening mirrors the explosive event of the northern hemisphere spring. The queen is born in the north and travels to the south to get her throne. So, well, let's start with the king. The king, the sun, is born in the south, in the southern hemisphere, and he is traveling to the north to take his throne. After the inhale, the queen, the woman who gains the inheritance, she is born after that exhale, and she is the inheritance and the gift. She shares the light as she travels from the north to the south to gain her throne. So the king must conquer a strong field, and the queen must mirror a great light. They're born in opposite territory to prove it. Okay, there is some math involved here that's kind of fun. And we're going to start with, basically, there are 6 holy days. There's the 2.5 plus the 3.5, which is 6. If you add those together, you get the 365.2422, or 366. This 3 days, or 72 hours, that is the seed event where the sun is in Hades for 3 days, matches the Earth's gear of 2.5 years is actually 30 months. And 3.5 years is actually 42 months. So if we take 30 plus 42, we get 72. Those two 72s give us the 144 bridge. And this 3.5 years is reflected in the 3.5 days. So it's a mirror. So the queen takes 3.5 years to reach her event, whereas the king has 2.5 days, and that is 30 months, which also translates into 30 minutes. But 30 months from September 6th, 2017 lands on March 6th of 2020. The 72 times 30 gives us the age. Times 60 divided by 30 gives us the 144. And then this 3.5 is a fractal of the wilderness. If you times that by 72, you get 3,024, which is the full foundation of the Giza pyramid. So now we're going to ground, just take another pass at the mirror between the September 6th southern gate and the April 13th northern gate of the breath of God. The inhale, the exhale, the king, the queen, all of the duality of our realm and the circuit of life, so that we're grounded in this before we do the astrophysical breath, the full breath. So we have an ignition flare versus a coronal mass ejection, a cannon. We have a claustrum tear versus a sacrum resurrection. We have the length of inhale and exhale, which gives us power. If you are having a longer, more relaxing exhale, then you're relaxed and you are getting ready for bed. But when you have a shorter, more powerful exhale, then you are gaining energy. And this inhale and exhale, and these two mirrored chiral Vesica Piscis events give the regenerative power of the alpha and omega and the brilliant system of the breath of God that we live in. So here we have the south being inside of an expansive womb, and the north in a compressed, tightened throne. We have a seed in the vacuum of Hades versus a seed in the belly of the whale. We have the empty hold, Christ is born in the manger, versus the full hold. We have the moon fertilizing versus the vortex compressing. We have, so this compression as the time, which is the mechanical geometry of the torus, as time is, as that breath, that inhale is coming up to equilibrium, and that full breath is reaching its equilibrium state, the time is being compressed as the sun sinks in towards the furthest place that it can go in the vortex. So 24 hours to 12 to 6 to 0.5 hours, that is that slice of heaven. And here we have a male seed in a female field and a female vortex in a male field. We have the first fruits of the initial event. We have Remus being killed to found Rome. Let's see, we have this compression that I talked about is all of the carbon of the southern inhale being compressed under pressure to turn to diamonds. We have the void, the breath of God coming from the void to initiate the alpha inhale, taking up this 666, 6 months, 66 books, the work of bringing that field to harvest. And we have the overlay of the marriage of the two fields, creating the light body, bringing the harvest of the light, the two fields of light overlaying each other, which gives us those two witnesses, the 11. We can talk more about that. We have the mists of Abel and Cain. We have the old exhale dying and being born again. We have the resurrection of the light, where the light is ascended to the Father. And we have the 5.5 day missing hours from that 2.5 day hold, kind of given as a gift to knowing that the heavy lifting of bringing that inhale up to the north gate and what it requires. And then we have the 77-fold of power giving the gift back to the south. This southern gate has 7 days of stillness. This April gate has 7 days of stillness, but the cut happens today on the April 13th Vesica Piscis. We have the 8th octave and the 8 days out of time connect to that 8th day. And we have So many beautiful scriptures that give us all these gifts. So this is the chiral dual Vesica Piscis mirror. As above, so below, as within, so without. Just in every direction, the mirrors. Next, we're going to go into the astrophysical breath of God.